Luckily, it's zoomed in enough that only that guy in the blue shirt is visible. So you're good. All I have is a forehead.
There's going to be a lot of gratitude spewing from my face. And show you what our speakers will be doing, but different. So, that being said, who here, actually, you know what, I'm putting in part of my talk. We're just going to get this thing going, is what we're going to do. So, like I said, welcome back. Anybody here young enough to know welcome back? Thank you. Fantastic. So, who here has never been to an Ignite talk before? Outstanding! And so who here has? I don't want to leave you out. So much like some other places too, as a community out back, I was out for about 6 months, 7 months. I had some fun work done. Ask me about my LifeStar. Now, what happens tonight? I wrote. This is what not to do. It's using tiny font. Is that going into a talk like Ignite Denver can be very scary. People don't know what's going on. They might be a first-time speaker. And so we have it very well structured. It is a 20-slide talk, and the 20 slides advance every 15 seconds, making it a 5-minute presentation. So the math is there so that we don't have to think about it. Now, there are 2 different kinds of talks. The kind that Kat likes, which are about passionate things that we want to learn about, or weird shit that we're like, wow, that's odd that you made an entire deck about it, but whatever. And the stuff that people want to try and sell you. If people try to sell you shit, boo them or tell me, and I will slap them around later. So this is at the bottom of our stairs, we have a welcome to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. My child put, oh no, one day, and I thought that's a solid start because I haven't done one of these for a year. And so I'm here today to talk to you about thrifting. Why? Thrifted. Thrifted. Something else. My earrings, which I took off. Thrifted. Underneath, though, not thrifted. I love thrifting. It is becoming a shit. T-shirts. Did you know to make one cotton T-shirt takes 700 gallons of water? What? Right? So don't do that. Just go. There's so many at thrift stores. Also, for those of us that might need some little bumps of dopamine, can I tell you how exciting shopping at thrift stores is? I mean, the joy that when you find like the salt and pepper shaker that look like Raggedy Ann and Andy, oh my God, so phenomenal. And you get to find cool shit. This is my thrifting partner, Nick Trotter. He collects morning-wear aggressively. I grab dresses that I don't try on until I get home. Stores of choice are the ARC thrift stores. Now they are local to Colorado, right? They've been around since 1968. I memorized a couple facts about it. Every year they save over 100 million pounds from the landfills in Colorado that are otherwise recycled or so again. Now Nick and I, instead of giving you addresses, we've renamed all the ARCs that we go to. Coincidentally, all of these purchased were in Kansas City. This is Nick's collection of things that he buys. Depression glass, milk glass, jadeite glass. He got me a flashlight that will show me if there's uranium in things. Because for him, he's an artist, and that's what he loves to see. This is stuff that I buy. There's only one thing on the screen that I have not purchased. Is it the ostrich? No. But it's up there. I keep trying to find things that I think are going to come together until I get home and I put them together. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm Meredith Baxter Burney. But it's fun for me. I mean, I'm giving back to the environment. Worst case, I'm taking it back to ARC and giving it to someone else. Plus, every once in a while, you find crazy shit. I bought this for my daughter, Lily, as a hamper. I took it home. Turns out that you're supposed to put that on during the Vietnam War in case of, like, poison gas. That's what that was from. So, yeah, you learn every day. Plus, you can use this thing called Google Lens. If you have it, lens.google.com. You can scan anything, like that plate from Myrna Eaton. That's like $210. I don't need it, but it's pretty. I have picked up a bit of a basket and tray problem. I'm very disorganized, so I think if I have more baskets, it's going to make sense. If anybody needs a basket, please see me after the show. I have so many. And I have been asked which one of the arcs are my favorites. So here are several of them. I didn't use the nicknames, but yeah, Green Mountain is brilliant. They have the best customer service. That one's right near Casa Bonita. It's huge and fantastic. Also, coincidentally, tomorrow is National Thrift Store Day. If you go to arcthrift.com, there's currently a $20 off a $50 purchase for tomorrow only. And that is how a Spark Talk goes. Thank you. So that was it. That was my 20 slides in 5 minutes. And I had never said that out loud until now. I'm very proud of myself for remembering the 700 gallons number. And so now that my shit is done, I'm going to bring out the people that have worked extremely hard and put together some really tremendous content for you guys to learn stuff and get to know our people. Our first speaker tonight, and you have to cheer extremely loudly and enthusiastically, obviously, is AC Holmes. Now, AC, I put out getting to know you icebreaker questions whenever we do this, and I gave them 5 or 6 very interesting ones. And AC's response was, wow, thanks for not just asking us for a fun fact. If I had an animal sidekick, it would be a raccoon, which is great. It wasn't one of my questions. So, also, we're going to pretend just for tonight, because she got very excited when she heard somebody else was. Tonight, AC is a farmer. So, she's a farmer with a sidekick raccoon. So that being said, everyone, please applaud.
You ready? Buckle up. Okay, let's get nerdy. Not neuroscience. See? I'm not neuroscience. I can't even see the word. But we are going to talk about neuroscience. Lead or take the big words that I give you. Hold your hands up in the air. We're going to get our brains ready for learning. I keep forgetting about the mic. Peace sign, okay sign. Switch it. Back and forth. Your only rule is don't flip off your neighbor. That's not nice. Okay? That is a quick and simple, playful activity that just got your brains ready to learn. So, raise your hand now, everybody, one hand in the air. Only put it down if you have never felt like an imposter. Look around. I can't see any of you, but maybe you guys can. I'm guessing there's lots of hands in the air. Research supports this. Studies show that over 80% of all people have experienced feeling like a fraud or a phony. And, yep, thank you, good night, just kidding. There's too many of us that are familiar with feeling like being a phony. We hear about it all the time. The imposter syndrome is always trending. But these two psychologists in 1978, they published a study on the imposter phenomenon. It's not a syndrome. It's not a disorder. There's nothing wrong with us. We don't need to be fixed, and we don't need to be cured. It is just part of being human. Yeah. And in fact, it lies within the brain function of the flow state. Some of you may have heard of this. It's like being in the flow, being in the zone. It's this idea, this state of consciousness, that peak performance and experience. But it's not an on or an off switch. So it's a cycle of 4 stages. Imposter phenomenon is within it. Struggle, release, flow, recovery. Our first stage, struggle. What we do here is we're getting ready for that 3rd stage. It might be research or practice or something, but it's hard. And we get cortisol and adrenaline. And those stress hormones that we know of actually fuel our motivation. But the 2nd stage, release, sends nitric oxide from our brains throughout our brain and body to flush those stress hormones away, to bring us into that 3rd stage, what we know as flow. And we do this through play. Yes, like good old-fashioned play. Don't think too hard about it. Because when you play, you get these cool big words. neurochemicals that are directly responsible for joy, creativity, actual strength. We also experience more big words. This is our prefrontal cortex actually slowing down its activity. The amygdala, yep, that's a walnut, that also shows diminished activity during flow. And these two areas of our brains are assholes. They're the ones that give us rigid, negative self-talk, a lot of self-consciousness about anything that we're doing. So during flow, it's gone. So with these mean, strict areas of our brain turned way down, we are super creative, we're super productive, we feel awesome. We are fully focused on the task at hand, and we're damn good at it. But it's a cycle, it has to end. So the fourth stage of the flow cycle is recovery. All those really cool neurochemicals drop back to baseline, or maybe even a little bit below. Those nasty areas of our brain get turned back up to 11, and it's like a little bit of a detox. We start to look back at all that excellent creative work that we did through a suddenly critical lens. We're doubting ourselves, we're doubting our skill, we're doubting our talent, and that's the imposter phenomenon. It's right here. So during this stage, recovery, we need rest, a literal nap, lay down is okay. Or relaxation meditation, followed by active, playful behavior. That play, after that rest, is gonna bring some of those neurochemicals back up to baseline, or even a little bit above. So the feelings of being an imposter are completely valid, but they have nothing to do with you. Wow. They are just part of your brain function. And scientific research. Yep, I'm in order. Let's read this together, real fast. Individuals with playful personalities have internal resilience to the feelings of being an imposter. This is very recent research out of Germany. So understanding this cycle of flow and adding playfulness to your daily life is literally all you need to move past those negative feelings and that are associated with the imposter phenomenon and truly accept your success and happiness that you deserve and never feel like an imposter again.
You're through menopause, then you're not. It goes on forever, folks. At our next Ignite, I won't be. Sherry, let's talk about Sherry instead. Much more exciting than the sweat coming off of my scalp. Sherry Reynolds. Now, she told me if she could live in any kind of imaginary world or place, that she would like it just to be her garden, but with real fairies. Just a whole bunch of real awesome fucking fairies. She would put fucking fairies in there. They can do what they want consensually, that's fine. But a garden full of fairies sounds fantastic to me. Also, I asked what the biggest dare was that you'd ever accepted, and Sherry did a 100-mile bike ride around Lake Tahoe for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. After being challenged to do it, and in order to do so, trained and rode 1,600 miles around Denver. So big ups to that monster dare that probably raised a shit ton of money. So she's going to come up here and talk to you a little bit about gardening herself. So please, a warm round of applause for Sherry.
Played many roles in my life, from mom to entrepreneur to author. The list goes on and on, like for all of us. One thing I never expected all the way along the way was that I would actually become a gardener. And I did it because I fell in love with the bees, but I also did it because of money. I had gotten a home I couldn't afford to landscape the home. I was a young entrepreneur, and I was single, and so a friend said, get some seeds. It's a lot cheaper than putting in grass. So I did, and what I never expected was that it would flourish into me becoming a gardener and really loving every moment of it. And as my life grew, my children came along, my businesses grew, I always could count on my garden, to go into my garden. I fell in love with flowers, most especially, and the peace of mind that it gave me. And here's what I'll tell you. I did become a plant addict in the meantime. This is a recent addition to my garden because I just love the color. Anytime I walk into a nursery, I just want to be a part of that flower. And the peace of mind and the connection with the earth, and that's something that I really want to bring home tonight, is the importance of just not mowing your lawn, but connecting with the earth. And there's those berries that I love. And the things, the mistakes you make along the way can turn out to be really awesome things. So this was a sweet pea that I planted thinking it was peas. Well, there's a flower called a sweet pea, and I have had it in my garden ever since. I've grown to love doing tomatoes and growing seeds in the indoors over the last few years, and homegrown tomatoes are the best. They are the best indeed. And from there, I have also gone on to grow. This year we've got some eggplant growing. I finally tackled zucchini. I know that sounds crazy, but I could never get it until this year. We've done some peppers, and lettuce is always found in my garden because it's the greatest thing to have all summer long. Now, we have pests in our garden just like everybody else does, but I am an organic gardener, and I really want to bring that home to everyone. No spraying, no pesticides, a little soapy water gets them when they are taking over the garden and causing trouble. And then we also invite the birds in. And birds throughout your garden just really keep the eco-cycle of your garden going, because they'll help you with a lot of the bug issues and different things that are going on. And they're sweet, and their songs are just amazing. This is my garden today. And my husband, sweet man here in the audience, he actually got these beds built for me a few years back, and they're made out of concrete, and they're awesome. And I really recommend raised beds, but you can do any size of containers. This is a whiskey barrel that has peppers in it. This year I put potatoes in an old sink that we have, and so anybody can do this. You just need dirt and good compost. I love fruits. We have grapes and apples right now, but I do have a dream about having an orchard. Yes, honey, it's true. You know, that's the thing about gardening, as you imagine it. Water matters in the garden. From having little ponds in the garden for the birds and the bees and the frogs and all that good stuff, to good irrigation in your garden. There's so many great systems out there right now that make it automated. We get a lot of volunteers in the garden with the seeds just replanting themselves. And this sunflower bed has replanted itself for years and years and years. And I usually have to take more out than come in. Rocks can also be in your garden. And our whole front, because we do so much in our back garden, at the front we do Zen gardening and really use rocks to make it a beautiful place, and some xeriscaping as well. Nighttime gardening, what about that? We really enjoy doing that. Solar lights, all of the lights in our garden are solar. My husband says it looks like Disneyland some nights, but I really love doing that now and having the solar lights on. I really want to leave you with this message that it's not our land that's broken, but our relationship to it. By getting our fingers in the dirt, by really having that connection, whether it's your garden or a garden nearby, I highly recommend you get your fingers in the dirt and really pay attention to the earth around you, because it is such a beautiful and wonderful thing. Thank you so much.
Such big dreams. I currently have an arrow garden in my bedroom with a lampshade over it so that I can sleep. But I've got shoots right now. Those are goals. Yeah, so far so good, right? This has been fantastic. Our next speaker this evening is Jeffrey Donenfeld. He hadn't answered my getting to know you questions. And when it becomes the 11th hour, I get very aggressive about them. And usually I'll get some sort of like half-assed response. By the way, the two people I had to reach out to, not half-assed. In his case, the dare that he accepted was to run around the South Pole when it was negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly, probably not wearing enough clothing at the time to be safe. I, of course, picture him in like flippers and underwear, but he showed me a picture and he is very bundled, but apparently not bundled enough. Negative 60 degrees sounds tremendous for the sweating woman on stage right now, but only like for a jump in and out kind of situation, and there definitely wouldn't be running. However, Jeffrey does all kinds of adventurous things and is going to be talking to you about planes. So please, round of applause for Jeffrey.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Jeffrey, and most of us, I'd like to think, have flown commercial airlines. Sometimes very comfortably in first class, sipping a drink from the bar cart or multiple drinks from the bar cart, and sometimes not so comfortably, eating in economy with infants crawling all over you. I've been there before, and I've always wanted to fly, but maybe not always in this style. I've always wanted to fly the plane myself, but not a big jet, a super tiny plane. One of the most common aircraft out there, the Cessna 172. Most pilots learn to fly with this plane, and it's got 4 seats, 1 engine, and 0 bar carts. Initially, during the pandemic, I thought that learning to fly would give me a good outlet, a good means of escape from the pandemic. And what it turned into was an amazing vehicle for me to get over a lot of the fears that I have about my career and my life, and prove to myself that I can do hard things. I recently left my job and decided to take a big upward step in my career. Thank you. Decided to take that big upward step, but how do I do it? I don't even know, and I don't even know if I believe in myself to be able to do the job that I say that I can do. Am I just bullshitting? Do I have that imposter syndrome, or can I actually make what I wanted to have happen and actually walk the walk? I don't know. So I decided that flying was going to be my way of proving that I could do it. Because if I can't do it, then I wouldn't be up here right now with you. And so learning to become a pilot, it involves a lot. There's a lot of book learning involved. You have to, learn laws and regulations, all sorts of navigation, mechanics, physics, meteorology. You have to learn how to read charts. You have to learn how to talk to air traffic control and use that super smooth pilot voice and read back complex instructions that you actually know what they're talking about. Not always true, but you read it back anyway. You've also got to get the physical aspect right. You've got to train your body to understand how the plane moves, muscle memory of where all the buttons are, understand your airspeeds and everything. And then most importantly, and this was the real big aspect for me, you have to develop the confidence to actually put it all together and get up there and fly the plane. And trust in yourself that you can actually do that hard thing of flying the plane. Because no matter how much book studying you do, how many tests you take, once you're up in the sky and you're all alone, it's all you, and it takes a lot to actually have the confidence. And I feel like that's flowed to a lot of other things in my life. I remember the first time that I got on the plane alone in the middle of the night down in Centennial, southern Denver, to do a solo night flight. I took off just like normal, and it felt just like every other takeoff I've done. But then as I was cruising around over Denver, it dawned on me, holy shit, I'm gonna have to find the airport again amongst all of these lights and somehow get the plane back to the airport. And not only back to the airport, but get it on glide slope and get it in there. And it's just me up there. And so no matter what, no matter how many people in air traffic control I talk to and everything, and if I need help, I must land the plane. And that's all there is to it. There's no bullshitting my way out of this. And floating the plane over the numbers and touching down on the runway is one of the greatest feelings ever. And it's so confidence boosting to know that you did that. And that has really given me the confidence with my career step to be able to say, yeah, I can do those things, and I can really do what I say I can do, and I'm an expert in my career. So I firmly believe that in your life, biasing your decision making towards doing the hard thing that scares you, like flying a plane, maybe or public speaking, makes all of the other things in your life seem a heck of a lot easier. And so in retrospect, with flying, making that hard decision to get up there in the sky and trust myself to fly the plane was the easiest decision I ever made. Thank you.
Hey, hi guys, me again. The idea of flying a plane terrifies me, and I'm so glad that there are courageous people like Jeff out there that can. I recall one of the times that I flew, we wound up getting, there was like storms, I believe they're called, and they couldn't have us land in Denver, so we wound up like driving. This is why I shouldn't be flying a plane, folks. We wound up going to Colorado Springs, and we landed, but they wouldn't let us off the plane, and all they could do was feed us Stroop waffles. If you don't know what they are, you should have them once. It's like this waffle thing with caramel, and you set it on top of your coffee cup, and then it gets all gooey. Don't eat like 4 or 7 while you're stuck in a hot plane in the economy area. That's what I'm saying. Let's talk about Terry, who may or may not be backstage right. Oh, he's right there. I get into the zone and I miss my speed. Oh, okay. So our next speaker is Ter Cobain. No, my bad. Terry Cabine, who actually was on the committee when I started doing Ignite Denver 9 years ago. It's been 9 years for me, which means it's been like 412 for John Wilker. So that's very exciting. And Terry here told me that his favorite sandwich is if you put an egg and lox on an everything bagel with vegan cream cheese and capers, it is heavenly. And also, his old person thing is that he's always cold. My old person thing is that I'm always hot. And he's going to talk to you today about neurodiversity, which I can also relate to, and I can't wait to hear your talk, my friend. Let's do it.
Cheating, reading a little bit. This is my personal accommodation. I've only got time for about 50 sentences of information tonight, and this counts for one. I'm providing general information, not academic expertise here, by the way, and we're just laying the groundwork for a real conversation, okay? That'll take longer. We're barely scratching the surface here. Last year, I started a new job working as a software engineering manager at a fintech. I saw people struggling to fit into the neurotypical normal. So I wrote this talk for managers and managers of managers. Yeah. Let's talk about the D in ASD and ADHD. It means disorder, which is so limiting, right? It's the kind of language that the official medical community is using, and it just feels negative and counterproductive. I want to talk real quickly about the weight of this subject too. I'm going to keep this talk for the most part light, but it would be unjust to ignore the stigma that has long surrounded neurodiversity, from mockery to inhumane medical procedures to death. All right, back to the lightness. So it's a broad topic. It's misunderstood often, and it's ever-changing. We're covering autism, attention deficit, dyslexia, and related conditions, specifically how they affect people and how we can support them. So tell me, how many of you have been personally victimized by a neurodivergent person? We do it to ourselves, too. But listen, we can't carry guilt over it because it doesn't lead to growth. Let's talk about the superpowers now. Everybody has their own superpowers, but neurodiverse people do as well. They're unique to everyone, and they only get unlocked when people are at their best, which is what we're setting our goals on here, okay? Let's talk about how. You ready for that? First, take time to observe the people that you care about, and you'll learn what overwhelms them. That comes from being observant, attentive, and attuned. As you look for people who might be silently suffering and need accommodations, always assume positive intent, right? As I said, NDs, neurodiverse people, are often frustrated by the same things that frustrate others. So let's address process, not people, and carry these assumptions. Everybody wants to be included, get quality feedback, to do well, and to be liked. Some people have spent their lives hearing that they're smart, just need to apply themselves. I'm one of those. Something is being missed here. It could be insufficient clarity or an inability to focus due to interruptions. Help them get traction and see how fast they can go. When neurodiversity drives shyness, that's someone trying to protect a wound. Build trust. Create spaces of safety, and make sure even their smallest voice gets heard. Help them build confidence, and you'll see them shine. Now, people whose needs are not met can be disruptive. Give them extra attention, figure out what they actually need, and help them feel included. Neurotypicals and neurodiverse folks can have different ideas of what kindness sounds like. Overly blunt or critical people are often trying to deliver succinct clarity and are in turn frustrated by other people beating around the bush before getting to the point. You can just be blunt with those people and tell them what's up. Everyone masks to some degree, but many NDs work overtime on this, and it can be exhausting. Under high stress and duress, masks crack, and that's where you'll find your opportunities to help. So here's your TLDR. Everyone needs low stress, high confidence, clear communication, and distraction-free time to focus. That's it, that's the whole talk. There are lots of ways to accomplish this. In environments that contribute to success, your ND friends, coworkers, cashiers, etc. will show you their true superpowers. Get ready to receive deep empathy, galaxy brain brilliance, and so much more. But remember, many NDs are absolutely open books. Share your observations with compassion and ask kind questions. We would much rather you ask an earnest question than assume ill intent. I'm Terry Cabine. I like coffee and whiskey and hugs. You are lucky enough to catch me between roles enjoying the last dregs of summer with my family. If you're looking for an excellent leader, I'm ready to talk about consulting and full-time opportunities. It's not a sales pitch, it's just where I'm at. Slides 2 and 9 are my own photos. I'm taking a whole slide out to give thanks to the Unsplash creators who freely share their images. Thanks so much. This deck wouldn't have been as beautiful without you. Thank you, everyone.
Everybody wants to help you, and asking for help takes a lot of courage, but it's so worth it. And so if you need help, hit one of us up, or say hi to a stranger, something. You never know what's going to change somebody's day. Like mine. Guess what? You know what else changes people's days? Intermission and a chance to pee or go outside. And Steph, I almost went there, but I didn't. Stephanie Dale has been on our committee practically as long as I have. Yeah, 7. Who here knows Steph? Who here is excited to meet Steph? She is, no shit, one of the kindest, most caring, empathetic, open, lovely humans that I have ever met. And I am a shitty liar, so you would know if I was honest. She truly is one of those people that inspires me to be a better person. And evidently she is also an absolutely killer real estate agent. And she is sponsoring Ignite Denver because, again, amazing. And she gives back to the community and does awesome things like this. So if you're looking to move or buy or just talk about real estate or her beautiful child Hazel, meet Steph. She is a wonderful person, and we have so much gratitude for you for helping us out and putting this show up. So please, big round of applause. Also, stunning picture. So now you can take a break. We're going to be 15 minutes out, so feel free to refresh your drinks, go to the restrooms, go outside, talk to a stranger. We're excited to see you. Thanks.
How's the live stream, or does it just have to like keep running through the intermission? I would assume YouTube would just kill it and stop it.
I have determined to get you up in a second.
I wish I knew what our stats were to see like right no, just like that.
I was like,
This beautiful space that we are in right now. They have all kinds of events here. Tomorrow night is the Emerging Artists Showcase, I believe. If I say any of this wrong, Alex.
Emerging Filmmakers Project.
Right, there it is.
That wasn't even me.
Oh, God. Well, thank you, kind stranger. They're having a gathering of artists. I don't even know what day this is, but artists to come together to talk about how they should get paid fairly, how they shouldn't be sexually harassed, and what sort of problem solving we can do as a community to help support our artists be safe and supported and paid for the work that they do. I don't know when that is, but it's happening.
Sunday at 6.
There it is, Sunday at 6. So if you'd like to come for that, there's also stand-up comedy. There's improv comedy. There was cat acrobatics at one point. Right? Yeah, that was a thing. That
3
was,
weeks of a cat service. They'll be back in 2025.
we just can't.
Just like the song.
Wow, that's when my daughter graduates from high school. Totally not. So yes, please come out, support the bug, support Alex and the fact that he's about to have a new baby in a week. Which he's totally not nervous about and is getting really, really good sleep right now. So. Tech theater. You trust them with your life. So let's get back to the show, shall we? You guys having fun the first half? Solid. Second half, also solid. The first person that we have speaking is Eric Rooney. He said his ideal fictional world was a place where everything was in simpatico, all the animals and people and things, because that's the vibe he desires. His favorite sandwich involves a lot of sauce. Man likes a saucy sandwich. I know about the au jus, but I don't know what other kinds of sauces you throw onto a sandwich. So Eric and I will, in fact, be having a conversation. Is soup sauce? Like, anyway. And as far as fashion trends, I did ask also if there was a fashion trend you could bring back, what would it be? And he said nudity all the time. So, right? Well, yeah, so, yeah, guys, all right. So, I wouldn't mind, I'd be very sweaty. Shocker, right? I'm gonna bring that up. That's our common thread. And right now, I'm gonna set the mic aside because Eric has a voice that projects and he wants to talk to you a little bit about how life and death is nature. Thanks, Eric.
If we came into the world nude, I think we can go out and maybe spend some time in between being nude as well. I'm going to start with a little bit of a poem by Mary Elizabeth Fry. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's rush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. My name is Eric Gurney. I'm 34 years old. I'm a death doula and a farmer, which is not much different than you. You're a farmer as well. You cultivate love. You observe what needs to be nourished. It's all in tune with nature. We are the same as nature, not greater than, not less than, we're equal to. When I die, I'm going to be wrapped in this shroud. This is my burial shroud that I've been dyeing with flowers from my garden. Looking back over my life and how I got to where I was today was through observation. I was born in South Florida and grew up in the Carolinas, and most of the time what appeased other kids didn't appease me. I wanted to spend time in nature. I wanted to observe, like Mary Elizabeth, the birds, the water, the storms, because I wanted to relate. In high school, I would go to the mall not to shop, but to observe. How did people talk? How did they walk? What did they do? I was trying to relate. What kept coming back up again is that we are equal to nature. I began my entrepreneurial journey in 2016, founding a landscaping business and connecting people to that third place, home, work, and another spot where they can go to observe and to witness that we are equal to and no different. And thus we have a beginning and an end of our physical bodies. In 2020, I began a journey into the death space more deliberately. I assisted as a conservation advisor in opening one of Colorado's first green crematories. It was my job to figure out how I was going to return people to the earth in a beautiful and loving way. I was made aware of water cremation, human composting, and natural burial. Natural burial is what I will have happen to me when I die, and by a show of hands, how many of you have documented what will happen to your body when you die? Not near 50%. Colorado has all 5 options to honor your body through choice: casket burial, flame cremation, water cremation, human composting, and natural burial. I mentioned that to you. Natural burial, I'll be wrapped in the shroud nude. See that happening there? And I will be placed into a hole in the ground and covered with soil. Now there are some clauses, because what if I die during the winter? What's going to happen with me when I want to be planted back into the ground in spring or summer? Water cremation is a greener option. Bodies are quite literally reduced down to a liquid in a process between 5 and 18 hours. Anywhere from 25 gallons per 100 pounds of flesh, or a standard 150 gallons. These pictures that you've seen are of me and the farm that my partner and I tend to. It's a beautiful space. I myself have returned over 200 individuals to the land here. I've been able to witness what grief and what grief journeys can look like in a setting that reminds us that we are a part of nature and not any different than our spirit. Colorado also is a state that leads with dying with dignity. If you or a family member are diagnosed with a terminal illness with 6 or less months to live, you can choose to end your life through dignity. I believe it's important we're all aware of these things. Like, your next of kin owns your body. The state doesn't when you die. And I believe in home funerals, and I believe in choice. I believe in informed consent. I'm Eric Rooney, I'm a death doula, and I'm a farmer, just like you.
Fascinating, right? Yeah. Okay, whoops, I've managed to make a mess. Okay. The sound effects make it better, right? That's obvious. You're welcome. I'm good. We were just backstage talking about fly shaping. And there's a gentleman back there that did not realize that wearing like bike shorts under skirts is a thing for a lot of women. And that the inner thigh shape is a thing. So the more you know. I didn't wear mine because I thought they would make me sweat more. Next up is this amazing, amazing woman. Her name is Madison Salamek. All right, so she's kind of a big deal. Oh God, I'm blanking out. What did she say? Her old person thing is that she thought that I wouldn't know this. That she has a bird app on her phone that she uses to listen to the birds in her yard before she falls asleep. Of course I know this bird app. It is the Merlin bird app. And you should all have it if you don't already. It is so good. You just like hold it up and it will hear bird noises, and then it will pop up a picture of the bird and give you like the 30 different sounds that it makes. I encourage you to go like to Half Moon Farm and listen to birds there, or the Arsenal, or out here, wherever. There are so many birds, you guys, and Madison listens to like all of them. And there's another fact that I totally blanked on, so we're gonna pretend I'm not opening up this piece of paper. I'm being very subtle about it.